Hello, my name is Carl Rimmer. I am a former professional rugby player for the Exeter Chiefs and current Building Surveyor. I'm extremely lucky to have been able to do what I love for a living for many years and spend that time pursuing some of my sporting dreams. I was even more fortunate that this drew me down to the southwest and Exeter in particular, and then it culminated in me being part of the first Chiefs team that won the Premiership back in 2017. But due to rugby being a short career, I always had one eye on the next step, and that was construction for me and building surveying in particular. Playing professional sport for a living is certainly a young person's game. I was fully aware that this was going to come to an end one day and I would need to start prioritising the next chapter. Having a young family really sharpened this focus and forced me to start planning a second career in something that would not just provide for us but also be challenging and, most importantly, an enjoyable occupation. I've done something I love for so many years, I didn't want to do something that just ground out the hours. Before I became fully professional, I gained a qualification in bricklaying when I left school. I spent 3 years working in the construction industry and it had always drawn me back to this whenever I sat down and thought about career planning. My main reason, in all honesty, was the desire to be with people similar to myself. I'd always enjoyed the sort of changing room feel and camaraderie that came with the industry. It seemed like a natural choice. For me personally, however, I was not overly keen to go back to the trade side and go on the tools. I had a great time doing it, but I was quite keen to get into what they call the professional side or the white collar side. So in 2017, I started my degree in building surveying. I had absolutely no idea what this meant, to be honest. The main reason I chose it was because it fit my life and it seemed to open up quite a lot of different opportunities at a later date. I've seen several players, former players, be forced to retire by injuries, etc. And to be honest, as amazing as the job was, it can end so unexpectedly and at other people's whim. And it was really tough to see this happen to close friends. So I took huge inspiration from seeing this happen and was determined to have a plan in place. So my main piece of advice to anyone young who's perhaps unsure of their final destination or perhaps just unsure if they found their calling, I certainly haven't, but it's just make a start. Whatever it is, trust me, you've got time on your side to adapt it or change it. And in complete honesty, I can't say I've arrived at my professional goals or can even be certain I know exactly what my future holds in this industry. But what I am certain of is that by starting and taking a step into the unknown, I am light years ahead of where I could have been if I'd waited for those answers. I truly believe most of us won't know them until we start the journey anyway. You won't know until you do. If I could have told my younger self one thing, it would have been that, and that's just to make a start. Pretty much guarantee it'll be tough. Anything worth having is tough, and rugby teaches you that, and to do the hard work early. The difference being in sport, it's a matter of seconds, minutes, hours, game by game, whereas in life, careers, learning, it's weeks, months and years, and to not lose sight of the end goal at the end of that, really. Principle remains the same, it's just a longer journey. The depth in construction and the wide array of roles is massive. When I was at school and planning a career, when professional sport wasn't an option, it was something that came along later, so it was a dream, not a reality. I do think there was a failing in the construction industry to communicate to students and school leavers the depth it has. Because when you think building, you do think building sites. You think, do I want to hold a trowel? Do I want to be a plumber? Do I be a sparky? All great trades, but if they're not for you, you'd be steered away from that industry and you wouldn't look in that direction. I started a degree as a building surveyor and now fully qualified. I've been working for 2 years and I can honestly say I haven't written a building survey, not done one as yet. The wealth of options available in this sector is overwhelming. In my time in the industry, I haven't scratched the surface of different occupations for the multitude of differing people and characters I've come across. One of the main reasons I love it is the vast amount of multidisciplinary skills you can learn and start to specialise in as you go. It really is almost a learn-it-on-the-job industry. You have to put in the hard work, you have to get the qualifications, and you have to show that you're interested, but once you've got it, there's so many different facets to it. Two major reasons that are not very well communicated to young people, however, are it is a profitable industry. Long-term successful careers can quite easily be forged and enjoyed in a sector you might not have given a second glance as a traditional route to a career. Construction right now is continually developing ways to better the greater good. which again is not something that the industry is enamoured with, but it's true. Perhaps went unchecked for a long time, but now there's constant innovation to develop sustainable methods of construction. Exeter in particular is actually championing this area with its Passive House Leisure Centre under construction. I'm fortunate enough to work alongside this project, and again it serves to demonstrate the numerous different people it requires to complete a project like this. It seeks to benefit the wider community as much as this one will, whether that be through design, construction, management, finance, civil servants, hundreds of subcontract packages. I can't stress enough how worthwhile it would be spending some time delving into the different routes this career could offer you. It might not be for you, but there may be something you are interested in that does actually sit within this sector that you find out with a bit of research. I was told when I was asked to do this video that the construction industry currently boasts over 180 roles and careers. I visited the Building Greater Exeter website and started to have a look at the careers and stories of those people listed, and it really is a terrific insight into the broad nature of the industry and well worth your time.